anything to follow this up.
I don't know if anybody's even got any guns yet. Finally, a couple of shots gonna come out, and there it is. Himas down. Looks like he should be flushed in just a second. And anyone's legend, just anyone's target right now.
Oh, this is great. I mean, for Gen G, not good for AGAL, but Gen G needs to get off to a good start here, I think, to build that confidence for this event, to be that team that we all know that they have the potential to be. A nice headshot there with the Mutant, with the Iron Sight from Salute.
Another team coming in with confidence is going to be Full Sense with a Full Send right on top of Sharper. Thunder's trying to defend one side. Thunderwatt's taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down. Belmont's going to be the one that found him. And this is just going to quickly go Full Sense-sided unless Thunders can get something to happen. He steps around, and he's going to go down too.
It's a great little punish here for Full Sense. You can see VP hovering off screen just a little bit, looking for an opportunity to maybe pick off a player, but because that was clean for Full Sense, they don't lose any players. I don't expect VP to really commit to this. I think
Full Sense on 24, you got to feel like that was a little bit more hazardous, but Lucarux does find out Belmont in the open. That was too free on the other side of the wall. You got to take that.
Falcons a little bit up to the north, but here's a crash.
Right up on top of everybody. Full Sense has one down, and it is a quick massacre coming up from T1. They wanted that, and they took it. Denadol's just running for his life on the outside, and his nade's raining down upon him. He is trapped, and Full Sense is out early.
Nice crash here from T1. They find the weakened Full Sense and eliminate them. They're out that chopstick, and oh my goodness.
Oh, VP had monitor on this for a while, so with the change up in positionings, it's going to be Tyloo that came for it. VP playing the other side, just a couple of buildings between, though. It does look like it's a little bit more complicated to work around on the inside of this, as Tyloo pretty trapped. VP has so many external angles that they've got this under control with. They start taking a couple of shots, but no, it is going to be Nixie that gets Kong Kong down.
Now Virtus Pro should really try to remove Tyloo from the equation right now. Hausker is taking a ton of damage from Util. In fact, going to be knocked by that blue zone grenade. Meanwhile, VC out in the open. Tycon looking to get a head out there. Lee has dodged VC for now. He's able to kind of scoot off towards the east and avoid any contact with them. Lucarok's able to find a big knock on the Duckmai, and that means that they are going to have to kind of take a step back and wait this out.
I mean, this was just so cleanly played coming up from VP.
And here we go, already a couple down. Bean ran over his teammate. He's gonna go down to Ferris.
Oh.
A huge grenade from Spyro takes down Soul and Gen G on their last legs.
Na'Vi just comes in, full control on it, finally starting to have a couple of knocks as Salute manages to make some magic happen, but he is in a ton of trouble the way that this is all set. Hackett already knows where he's at. Looks like he's just doing a nade just to make sure and keep some control over the territory. So Salute's got one building, but the way that this has all gotten set up, it's pretty much Hackett versus Salute and nowhere else to really go. Oh, Nate's gonna bounce pretty awry on that. Is anyone's legend now gonna get involved? Nowhere else to go. It's time to just crash.
Now VP's here too. They've seen that kill feed. They know where this fight is happening. Salute runs out of ammo. They're gonna drop downstairs to try to hold the line. AGAL taking down Na'Vi. Salute able to weaken them up enough that he's maybe bought himself a little bit more time in this game, but how much is that gonna matter?
VP, AGAL, squads that played yesterday, needing some more right now. Na'Vi in trouble right in front of VP, and AGAL still just trying to deal with Salute on the other side of it. Finally, he goes down. It is going to be Hamas that manages to get him. Na'Vi still just trying to deal with all the utility being thrown right on top of him, and VP is just absolutely massacring anything that they come in contact with.
Yeah, playing a really aggressive game here today, and AGAL, though, able to take a slightly better position as far as the circle is tricky with AGL having oversight, but Ferris actually takes down Himas there. So all of a sudden, things may be a little bit easier. Let's see what Ferris has in store for us.
Anyone's legend's just going to pounce right back behind it. Ferris knows this, so he's just trying to keep control on one side. Lucarux does get him on the outside, so finally getting some control over that building. AGAL having a much bigger lion's share of the compound's movement.
Yeah, he has taken quite a bit of damage, but you're exactly right. That information led to Corexi being able to coordinate with the frags, get that first big knock onto AGAL. The fight can continue. Look who's showing up behind this, though. Lee might have something to say about this, but more players dropping for AGAL. Beamy getting two.
Now it is just down to Moss. The guy that went down early does manage to get Delwyn back up, but where do you even go? It feels like every single window when he goes for peeks, there's nades rolling in on top of him, and he's got to be so cautious. Smokes everywhere, visibility near on naught. He's just going to start holding the stairwell as Delwyn's going to go down, and he's back by himself.
My eyes just look to Lee. He's just going to use this opportunity to just try to sneak by this fight. But Hamas with a pump shotgun, very concerning. As VP, you got to be worried that you might overcommit to this fight. You've already taken 3 down. Look at Lee. Is he going to steal it? Okay, I thought for a second he might steal the PRDM.
I like this from VP. They want to get timing on the circle. They did the damage. Hamas is just going to be up by himself.
Trying to hold the line between a couple different teams. The Falcons looking up and over this hill very, very shortly. Chewy throws the molly to try to get something done, but it is Shremzy with the AUG who pops up and takes Chewy down.
Yeah, Petrichor Road, JDG, Falcons, all having to move away from different angles. Specifically to the west, it's going to be Supers right in the center of the circle. Vitality has vision on what's going on over here. So Falcons, while they've got the high ground for now, know that they've got a lot of threats very, very close. Wouldn't be surprised if they just try to sweep this one out, see if they can finish off Petrichor Road, maybe Nons as well.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
No problem at all for Kick. Gets the grenade right where it needs to be. Still have JDG up on the edge of this hill that has to be dealt with. Should be pretty doable for the Falcons, you would think, but Tiggleton getting lit up by a bunch of different teams. I mean, there are 4 different teams shooting at him.
Runs! Big play comes up at the end and ruins Falcons' day. Tig now down, getting flushed out. It is everybody in the lobby. 17 Vitality, as well as VP, all just trying to decimate Falcons. T1, so stealth fails in the end as bullets just rain down upon him.
Oh man, and Rex has a Lynx. He's putting it to good use against Virtus Pro. He's going to find the big knock onto Lucarux, looking for Nix. He doesn't get him and gets taken down by Hello My Bad.
That shield coming up just in time, as well as providing enough safety. T1 in a ton of trouble. Vitality, who's been playing the center point for so long, has just got turreting position. They just got to spin on every single angle. Looks like 17's trying to get closer and closer. See if they can maybe aggress onto the Vitality defensive line. Circle pops, and it goes down to the south. That means that Super is getting control over that crate. At least is going to get them close to the circle for a long time. As you can see, this is why I was thinking they were starting shooting as much as they were, because it's just too many targets around them. And they're, again, another knock, more meds, more armor being burned. I'm worried about the attrition and really how long Vitality's been here and how long they can keep up the defense, specifically against Supers, who just keeps finding crates galore and manages to find ways to fight their way in.
Yeah, it's been rough sledding their armor and other things, but a good grenade from Guman. Find Nixie. Is he going to be able to get the flush off the back of it? No. The follow-up grenade not quite where it needed to be. Lucarux, in the meantime, gets back up to that first aid level of health and looking to maybe res Nixie if possible.
We're in a bit of a paper, rock, scissors style moment right now where we've got VP eyes on the Supers. They can't move too much because they're in nade range from the Supers. Gets 2 knocks, but Vitality can't get any control angles on it as Hell My Bad's trying to creep over there. Just nothing being revealed for him, though.
Yeah, the fact that the Supers couldn't follow up onto that knock onto Nixie quickly enough has caused them to hemorrhage a couple players. Nixie will be knocked again, but still, it's going to be VP hanging on quite nicely, and now Hello My Bad trying to finish the Supers off. Cannot do so. Heaven going to be able to stay behind the safety of some of these crates and other things that have, again, just barely given Supers enough entry into the previous circle, but they have further to go to get into Circle 8. Duty here, trying to dig his way forward for his team. What in the world? Rex just found a huge grenade. That was that dip that Lucarux and Nixie were sitting in, and all of a sudden the Supers may have just bought themselves an extra life in this game.
But look at the path that they have to walk through. There is nothing in front of them. Not even any shrubberies to use. It's just going to be full run and gun. If they lean Vitality side, there's not a lot really going on over there, so maybe they can find some way to just push their way in. Rex down to just one more shot, but he's got eyes on to VP. VP just trying to cling to life over here to see if they can get the shots onto it. Corrects, he's got himself a good angle, but Xiao Wu finds Hello My Bad. That's the northern part of what's going on with Vitality.
Hey, down, another one goes in. It's Beamy helping out. 17 Gaming just a little bit here, but Quincy springs into action. Tian can't quite find the finish just yet. Looking for that final bullet. Is he gonna get it?
Oh! Somehow Vitality survives with the assistance on the outside from VP and Supers. Now it's VP full focused, 15 kills. These guys are fragging out on this lobby. Super's got nowhere to go. The Dorito, not enough cover.
Yeah, and that's a huge knock because the timing here getting very dire for the Supers. The blue is just onto Heaven's back, and he's going to be taken down there. Yeah, can't get any further forward. They go down in third.
Backs up against the blue zone, and not much that they can really do to walk out as they manage to find a smoke. But can they even find the angle that they need to take down Beamy?
Beamy still one more stun, and that's a big kill on the Levante.
Just keep chaining them together. This is just brutal, just brutal. creeping forward. There is nowhere to go, and that is going to be VP with a big win.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered, and he is getting surrounded. He's gonna have to do some damage.
This is a very interesting push coming out from VC. They see an opportunity. They abandon Shipyard. They go for the hillside, get themselves a decent spot. D's going to be playing the other side of it for now, but this is pretty vulnerable, specifically with 17. Hearing this firefight, they're also moving in pretty close. So the longer this goes in, I like this. A side wrap coming in from Jinji on the side flank of it. D is going to go down. Is this going to pull Jinji off of it? No, they're going to commit. Beam gets down, duck by.
Well, they have to at this point. I mean, D was dead to rights if they didn't get there quick, and being able to at least buy a little bit of extra time, Tycon will at least take the point for now. VC has established themselves. They've got their position taken, and Genji has to retreat, so that's going to be blue chip on the ground. That's starting to really narrow down the amount of playable terrain that is going to be available. AGAL once again going to be in a fight early, but Salalzi spotted out Hausker before he could get that Panzer put into place, and all of a sudden, Tai Lu on the ropes early here against AGAL. Lee was getting, I think, called back in or something here. Falcons taking a bit of a fight against, I believe, Vitality out there. Tittleton's going to take a point for them, but Kong Kong trying to hold the line. Some grenades are going to hit him, though. He's going to throw a stun in response, but if that frag, oh, it almost got him.
The longer this goes on, the scarier it gets. JDG still needs to get in the circle, and they're going to be wrapping over here. They might choose to third party. AGAL feels like they've got the momentum already set up for themselves, but they don't want to overextend onto. It's going to bounce a couple times, so continue on its merry way. It's going to peek around, and Salalzi just denies Lee to do anything.
Yeah, point blank there. If Lee had cooked that frag grenade a lot more, he could have maybe gotten Salalzi there, but it wasn't cooked at all. He just kind of tossed it in. Meanwhile, Delwyn trying to use the edge of the smokes. Yes, indeed. Goodbye. To try to do something about this. Hemas hits his teammate. That didn't go good.
Well, you know, if you go with explosions enough, sooner or later there's going to be a problem. One dragon, now the last one up for Tai Lu, but only one up. And Himas, as he's trying to go for the res as fast as possible. JDG is starting to get some vision on the outside of this. Full Sense also encroaching from the south, so Ian flanking back behind this one. Gets a good angle. Lucarux is going to go down, and VP with 2 players already knocked and a BRDM just waiting to be stolen.
That's huge for T1. That is such a nice find. I mean, we saw how valuable that BRDM was for VP in the previous game, and they're able to deny that one this game. That's awful for Virtus Pro, who played.
Or at least has the BRDM, but Vicious is going to go down. Not too many options as Na'Vi realizes they don't want to push into the circle yet. Instead, they're going to push in the face of all those squads that are stacked up on top of each other. See how much more they can get.
Look, Human actually gets typed there. It's just that BRDM that's left for T1. They took a prize and they can't do much with it. Super is fighting on a lot of different fronts and getting knocks, but they're also losing players along the way. There's Deeks takes a headshot, so all this gear is just getting absolutely destroyed along with their players. Rex falls to Shrimzy's hands.
Super's just having to chain res while they walk into firing line upon firing line. Mas up on top is going to go ahead and get more damage onto Na'Vi and force their line and force their hand right into the Supers. Nowhere else to really go, but Shrimzy's going to get a piece of it. Na'Vi is going to go down, and now that's more space for the Supers to deal with, but Falcons are very focused in dealing with Supers, while 17 feels like they're trying to take shots on the other side of Falcons.
It's going to get a little weird here on this western edge. Himas, oh, I'm not sure who got that knock. It was Himas indeed who got Heaven. So Heaven out in the blue, and it's going to be quickly bled out, but Beamy all of a sudden springs to life. Virtus Pro split out very, very wide. Beamy made himself a foxhole, and he's going to profit from it. Almost finds another.
I mean, this is just kind of hunkered down over here. Remember, we saw them take those 2 casualties early, so they've just been hiding over in this location. Human going to be his closest neighbor now, if anyone's legend right on top of him. Falcons can't go into the path of the circle that they wanted to, so it's going to be Jinji and the compounds with defense. 17 behind that one. Falcons just got to send it, and it's going to be right onto the other side of what's going to be going on with VP. Correxy right in the mix of it all, and he's going to go down off this rotate from the Falcons.
Yeah, this is nice for the Falcons. They're able to get kind of an already established position for themselves. A rock, a foxhole, a little bit of safety. Both left here. Gustav lucky. Oh, there's the run over. He got 2.
That's big. That is terrible. Full Sense just watching on the outside of this. Falcons were having such a good game, finding so many kills, and to have it start coming apart this way, now it's just going to be an easy nade toss right to the thick of them all. T1's Heather as a solo takes down the Falcons. So Now he's put himself in an awkward spot. Beamy's just going to be the north of that, getting some of Gen G's attention, as well as I think 17's.
Okay, there's the mortar. We found the scene of the crime, and it's a surprise from Tigger. It is going to be Guman getting taken out, could not convert. Soul does find Beamy. So
I'm just kind of confused in what you do down to the south. Okay, you're going to be moving into the more open section of the circle in the south. Even if you get there, Full Sense has got a lot of players already set up. Heather's already got a ridge line of defense. You can see that Petrichor Road's having to deal with Sharper on the other side. Double up blue zones, a ton of frag grenades coming out. Sharper's realized it's going to be really hard to get in the circle. 17's already got vision on them, so they've just got to take down Petrichor Road, see if they can get anything else out of it. And this has just opened up Full Sense to take whatever they want. Vitality, though, does look like they have the same idea as Sharper, but they're going to go after Sharper. Looks like they're sneaking up right back behind him.
Taking the point, and here goes Sharper forced into Petrichor Road. They're falling at the hands of Ming Ming and company. 0-4 getting in there as well. Earth, the only one alive, and Petrichor Road still has all 4 players up.
Full Sense with 2 of their players just keep roaming back down here to see if they can steal anything. Going to go ahead and pick up 1 of the kills out of all it. Good old Earth Zapuli now in the thick of everything with Petrichor Road. Looks like seeing if he can get anything more out of it. Not going to get the knock. He's outside the blue. He's going to go down. Ming Ming's going to go ahead and send him back down into the dirt. Now it's going to be Vitality that has to figure out how they're going to get into the circle. As Petrichor Road's at least managed to get a foothold with 1 of their players.
Kind of concerning. I'm not sure if Full Sense has spotted this. Maybe Belmoth got a view of it.
I'm worried for Petrichor on the other side. It's been Shadow taking a lot of shots at Vitality, so Vitality just has to go further down to the south, and suddenly Petrichor Road finds themselves pinched yet again. Petrichor Road spins back on it quick. Ming Ming gets the knock on Levante and makes it look easy, but that's going to be a surrender of position coming up from Petrichor Road, and while we do see Vitality fall, Full Sense has got control of the south.
Yeah, this has been a really nice, kind of slow and steady game. Tigger will be claiming Ming Ming, knocking Petrichor down in 6. Yeah, Heather just vibing. I mean, nobody's going to mess with him for a while. Now, there was that Panzerfaust that we saw in one of those vehicles on the southern edge that Chewy from Petrichor Road had. So I'm wondering if Full Sense was able to scoop that up. The oligarchy over there. Well, finally, he's going to be going down. Soul will take him down in the end. That BRDM only had so much health, and eventually it gets blowed up. But this BRDM still very much alive. So Shadow looking to see if they can maybe get a little bit further into this circle, digging. I mean, you got quite a way to go here, Hansy. I mean, that's a solid 10 meters, 14 meters in front of you there that you have to dig. So to do better than they did on day 1, up to 36 points now. So far, I think Shadow just knows that this is cooked.
Yeah, Tigger's got a present waiting if they peek around. So Shadow's going to go down. The underdog story is still trying to continue right now as these guys make it in late stage yet again. They're going to try to go for a counter pinch on this one, but nice shot's got to come up from Tigger. That's 2 down. Gen G had a plan, and it was instantly destroyed.
Yeah, they're looking to try to do that exact same thing to that BRDM, and Tigger's having none of it. Trying to take out the final member.
Bullying for the end of it, nowhere to go. Gen G is out, and Full Sense gets it.
Yeah, that's a really just sturdy game.
See if he can find any more. Just a couple of taps from the bullets. Tig's doing a good job on juking away, but there's just too many T1 players on the outside. Tig's gonna go down, so you've sacrificed Tig to get control of the building. Can you get anything else? Heather is now close range threat. Raining and Type now regrouping.
Now Rating had to drive back to try to relieve some of the pressure here. And so far, Falcons haven't been popped. Oh, what a bunch of shots from Heather. Gets up into the window, and Gustav had no idea he was there.
Man, Heather is just like Falcon's kryptonite right now. See if they can get enough timings on this one. This is very far to the north. No other squad's really capable of third-partying any of this, so T1 can just kind of take their time. Dancing around the outside of this, maybe Sharper could go for a wrap back around, but sounds like we have a C4 being prepped and ready to go. Runs around the outside, but it's going to be Type on the defense. Falcons out real early.
Like that C4 there because it forces Falcons out into the open where is crashing right into them.
Oh, rolls right into the face. Suze doesn't get the knock, but Hakatori, a boost stick will. That was just an aggressive play coming up from Navi. They lost Ferris for it, but that was a power play.
Yep, that's kind of maybe what you needed here as Navi to start getting a little bit of wind behind your sails. Knows that Full Sense is out there. Jexy gets 2. One with the barrel, one with the Mark 12. Looking to see if he can finish this off. Tai Lu getting absolutely shredded. Another angle is found there. It's actually Beamy from VP who gets that. A grenade almost finishing off a player of Petrichor.
Circle is popped. We're keeping in most of Power Grid, but we're going to move into the more open sections of the south and the hillsides into the east. Petrichor Road still has to vault over what's going on with Supers as well as Vicious in front of them. Luckily, Tyloo falling off to one side has denied out a competitor onto one angle of approach. But I don't know how Petrichor Road can fight their way into this. There's just too many squads around them holding too many angles. Ooh. If they fight their way into the north, they're going to have Ewan back behind them. If they try to go east, it's just going to be BC holding them out. Defensive line, good shot's going to find or on at least one knock off the start onto Lucarux. But you can see VP already has the information. They know exactly where they need to focus their targets, and Nade's already running right down on top of Jexy. Doesn't get the knock, but running in, it's going to be Kamal's right into the face of VP, not finding the angles yet, at least getting some damage though.
Oh, actually, I think Hansi is getting some damage into the backside of Virtus Pro here, who are trying to fight tooth and nail. This is kind of turned into a tricky situation for VP. Looked like maybe they could have taken a favorable fight, but Shadow, little do they know, had an extra player already up towards the power grid proper. Jexy going to confirm the point and use these blue zones to scooch ever so much closer into the threat range. There is a res that happens for Virtus Pro.
Okay, also Vitality has some angles of vision what's happening over here. Nixie, though, just shuts down Kamal's. Nothing to be had there. VP on a rampage trying to push their way forward. Jexy taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down. That leaves just one up for Shadow right on the edge of the zone, but VP still needs to get in the circle. They've got VC in front of them, and they're trying to avoid the Vitality firing line.
Look how weak Beanie is. I mean, he's 1 HP here, so anything that hits him is going to put him on the ground and basically put him out of the game with the circle that close to them. Meanwhile, somehow the Supers have kept themselves going. Took Petrichor Road out. Nixie into trouble as well. Tycon springs from the shack, instantly deletes Corexy, and Nixie just going to go out.
VP gonna fall. VC just too defended in their position. They were exactly how much he could get, but 17 moves quick. Looks like maybe Zhao Wu spotted it. Quick counter move, and Soul is gonna be able to get the knock onto Heather. That's gonna start the catalyst of things happening into the north, as a couple of shots are gonna be enough. 17 now moving closer to Jinji on one side of it. Dion just walks right up in the face, gets the knock onto Soul, but it's getting dicey over here. It gets counter knocked by Bean.
All right, Bean at 5 HP, takes down 2, the barrel, but he's gonna get backstabbed by EN. D trying to hold T1 back to save his team, but he's the only one alive. He's in the blue, and he's in trouble. 17 ends up getting taken down by Destroy's grenade. D just trying to throw everything he can at this, but it's not going to happen.
AGAL wanted a piece of that and couldn't really get it. Delwyn still having to hold back Sharper, and T1 just dominant position over in the north. 8 kills already, and they're starting to stack them all together.
So long, that's not much considering the caliber of this team, and Tanawat putting him back down, and he's getting shot from a bunch of different angles. It's EN who gets the knock.
A lot of squads that need big games since they played yesterday and couldn't really find anything. Going to be in good positions for the circle. Anyone's legend, though, just getting picked apart. Too many different angles, and it's going to be Sharper finding everything. What do you even do off of this? Now Sololzi looking at T1. Type's got control over the warehouse. Sure, we still have Shadow up in Hansi looking at everything, but Vitality's got such a great position in the circle as well.
Sololzi's on his own. Ian wants to finish what they started. Don't want to let him go over to the blue, and not going to happen. Heather's grenade is going to do it. 10 kills for T1 in this game so far. Ian immediately has to prone down. Here comes the grenade barrage from Na'Vi. Knew that VC was going to be getting close. The follow-up, still not going to find any knocks. Good movement there to avoid much damage.
T1 active, really quickly running into the face of Sharper, realizing the way that this circle's popped they want to go for. But then what's going to defend, Ian's going to go down. Hakatori's got eyes onto VC, trying to get control of the southern area, while it's going to be Na'Vi trying to keep control over everything in the center. We also have movement happening for Vitality, going to be keeping eyes on what's going to be going on with Supers. All of this just stacking on top of each other, while VC finding an angle of approach.
Yeah, this fight, though, for Na'Vi's position, one of the most important in this circle. Supers are going to go down to Vitality. Tanawat getting over there, raining down with Earth. And all of a sudden, Sharper continuing to thrive. T1, a nice game in the kill department, able to get decently deep into it. In Battlegrounds, Tanawat takes down Hakatori. This team is on fire right now.
Yeah, Hakatori going down is going to make the defense of the center so much more complicated, but Boostik's still up. He's in a vulnerable spot. He goes for the peek onto it. Sharper going to be trying to put the damage in. That unlocks VC to counter-wrap to the south of this. Navi's position that they were playing from was so strong, but VC's got a man advantage on position, and this is also drawn all the attention down to the south and allowed Vitality to get out of power grid.
Tycon here looking to take Spyro down, but it's Tanawat's blue zone. that is going to find it. Tycon looking to steal the point. Clicked on the head once, just needs a couple more bullets to land there, but there's pressure from Vitality. Na'Vi gone. Tycon doing some heavy lifting there in front. Sharper needs to recover.
And it's Levante that got the angle onto them. So we're looking at this hillside, an approach to the north from Sharper, down to the south. It's going to be VC and Vitality that wanted to go for the center. Maybe balled off a little bit too much. They're going to retreat, try to get Gadrox back up.
Great read here from Sharper, knowing that there wasn't going to be much of an opportunity for VC to swing the other way through, but Tanawat, he's going right into the mix. Tycon finds Gadrox. One player left. Tanawat couldn't quite see him. He tries to go for it. You're out in the open. Hello, my bad. Going to get one before he's taken down. Quizzy gone. That is the end for Vitality.
Time to be vicious. 9 kills up on top. Sharper stacked on top of each other, and with the car push, they managed to get some kills, but they are now in a very vulnerable position. Earth just back up against the blue zone along with Jedi, as it is VC with control over the center, and they realize this ain't gonna work. They're gonna surrender over the blue zone, and that is Vicious Esports with a victory.
As Virtus.pro is gonna run into Sharper. Sharper had a great game last round, and they're gonna start off here by getting the knock on a Nixie.
Getting a big name down right there. He had 2,500 damage when he started today here. Sabalui gets it. Lukarux also has been found. Noxon confirms it coming through. VP, sure, they've already gone through. They're already in the final here, but they still want to get points. This is still the absolute best practice you can get if you're already qualified for the final.
Goodness gracious, once again, just a portable red zone of grenades being sent over here. The utility being such a major factor. And Sharper not scared to go ahead and send everything they have in the bag there to go ahead and secure those 2 points off of Virtus.pro.
Being absolutely getting in here as T1 is flying in above them. Delvin finds 0-4 and B from Petrichor Road. Shots coming in. AGL, they need to have a good game. We have just 3 more to go.
Happening on the south side of the circle, you can see there's still 60 alive left in this game, as there are a number of fights going on here. T1 have run into 17, and 17 proven to be a little bit more of a hassle to clean up than Falcons was for T1 last time. In fact, they will go down as T1 gets eliminated in 16th place. We'll see if 17 has the time to get those revives on before they get crashed.
T1's had a good day so far today, so they can afford one, but now look at this. Vicious also finding 17. Beamy finds JDG as well. So much fights happening here in the northern side. 17 Gaming's out of 15th place as well. Tycon is back to being him old self. 2022, 2023, Tycon is back.
Beautiful timing there by Vicious. They're able to get there before 17's able to do any type of reset whatsoever, so they'll pick up a couple of kills there as I-26V6 will get the knock on a Rex. That's going to force Supers to pull back off, but they don't have time for this. Vitality is coming in, Petrichor Road is coming in, Tai Lu is sniffing over in that area as well as Falcons, also third party on this fight. So the entire south side all kind of playing a game of chicken right now. Just underneath the tower, and now Na'Vi continuing the push up, but you see Shadow. Oh, you don't want to stack up like that. Boostic cooks a perfect grenade. Hansi now the last player left alive as the utility continues to stream over the top.
One more for Boostic. Could get a triple nade. Nah, it's just more damage than the knocks already, and they're going to try to make the most of it here. More damage is being done to them. Nade coming their way. That's a great peek. He gets Spyro down. It's just Boostic. He gets him down. Hansi out. Shadow Esports out in 10th place here, and now it's 7 kills for Na'Vi.
Good work there from Boostic. 480 damage for him. 4 kills in the bag. 7 total for Na'Vi as they starting to find their footing
here. But now peeking over, peeking across. Ticket gets found from Destroy from AGL from the other side of the road here. Lots of impact. Beamy finds 2 on Vicious. Simon and Tycon is down.
Of course Beamy had the Panzerfaust, and now Beamy's got a BRDM of his own to play with. Well, what's left of it. Either way, he's by himself. He can maybe survive just a little bit longer. We'll see. He'll at least use it for cover, if nothing else, as Vicious will try to make their way in, see if they can finish him off. Meanwhile, Falcons trying to take out what's left of Full Sense. They have just been hanging around, getting shot at by AGAL from the low side. Gustav will find 1, he'll find 2, and now it's down to 1 for Full Sense.
Tigger left alone here now. He's going to have to make a push for it. Can he make it happen here? Shrimpsy on the absolute front here. Utilities being deployed. Now nades are coming out as well.
Cook it.
Shrimpsy might have... Oh, great peek on him, but the nade's going to do a little bit of damage, but they're going to be fine here. Now they're inside the zone. They're going to be able to reset a little bit, and they're taking the PTC 2025 champions out of this game. 6 teams left, 20 players left alive.
That was a good fight for Falcons there. Clean fight. And obviously AGAL was kind of pressuring them, so they weren't able to set it up the exact way that they wanted to, but they were still able to come out on top.
Himas finds kickstart with the links. Tickleton finds Dogby. Vicious is in. Virtus Pro is out in 6th place here. And what an effort from Beam here. Well played by them. Now we're down to AGL having this much control here. It's going to be so difficult for the rest of the lobby. Falcons trying to survive as much as they can. And
Icon will just spray through the smoke, see if he can find something. He's going to get some damage, but not going to get the knock. But Powell will. He'll find Gustav. He'll find Kickstart immediately following. And now Vicious, there you go, Tig is going to get the return knock. Icon's been spotted out. Let's see if Tickleton's mini is still popping. He's a 1v1 here versus Tycon, but a lot of cover here for Tycon to play around.
Absolutely stolen kills left and right and center. Himas finds Stanawat.
Huge rate
as well. Yeah, it is. Himas is finding Thunders as well. Takes Sharper down. One Dragon goes down to Sharper. It's a big three-way fight by the big teams left alive. And now down just Jedi, Hausker, and Kong from Tyloo. Falcons is out in 5th place.
Tyloo showing signs of life here at the end. Kind of talking about them prior to the game, saying that they don't really have much of a chance. We don't have a lot of faith in their abilities to come from behind this point, but yeah, good night, sweet Tycon. Of course, it's going to be Delwyn that gets them too, isn't it? Well, AGAL, we were saying earlier that they looked to be in a fantastic position to secure a win here. We'll see Tyloo. They're going to put 2 in the vehicle, try to send it, but that's going to get absolutely lit up immediately. Hong Kong going to have to hop out, and he's going to get spotted by Sololzi. Somehow, Hausker is still alive. Is able to get behind a tree as the Panzerfaust comes through, but he will get the knock onto Delwyn. One Dragon. They'll spot him at. But, you have to imagine Tyloo kind of in a tough spot. There's no way. You're not going for that res, right?
That's crazy. Delwyn with a... Oh my god, the confirm from Hausker and Tyloo here. Great utility usage from him. 6 kills for them so far, and a 12-point game considering they... going to be pushing up until 13. Still going to have 2 massive games. Shots comes in. Himas gets so much damage done on to Hausker. You're not going to get that res. Surely One Dragon is going to get absolutely slaughtered with all the utilities being thrown in his direction right now.
The red zone comes through, and that's gonna do it. AGAL clutch out a huge victory for themselves here at EWC. Kind of play around it, and we feel better and more confident coming north, but it's not gonna matter. It is going to hard shift down to the south. So 50% unplayable, and right off the bat, Falcons are gonna run into T1, and once again, T1 running into trouble early. This time, it's gonna be the Falcons.
These 2 teams are just butting heads all day here. It's crazy. Type goes down here, big names to take down, and Raining and Heather's going to have to drive away. That's 2 easy points for Falcons with BRDM as well. The way you can just brute force your way with that is just insane. So well played for them. 2 points in the bag, and now with this circle be this southern, they have no priority. They have no rush to get in there. They can loot. They can get the chips if they want. You can just get all the utility and just recoup just a little bit. Type still knocked out there. That's going to bleed out eventually in here in phase 2.
They have to stop here momentarily as 17 has arrived. And 17 will lose Little Ghost. Nixie with a good spray will take down 1. We'll see if the rest of 17 could escape. Looks like they will be able to, but where do you even go? AGAL off to the west. Now Vicious down to the south. 17 just finding themselves in the middle of no man's land.
A little bit, they're going to kind of try to set up and still get inside the circle here, so they're going to be absolutely fine. Look at the utility here. Delvin finds Wenbo. Even though he had some cover, it's going to have a huge impact here, and Wenbo goes down. That car is also absolutely gone, and 200 damage already for Delvin. Another circle pop. We do go towards the Songan area and to the eastern side there, and Falcon's going to be happy with that. When water, half the city is still inside here, but look at that. Tyloo is laughing. They're going to have a hard time as Stanowat finds Setsuna. And AGL is just running southwest here. They know backfilling that area, and taking some of the space is going to be so crucial. Look at that.
That circle pop just saved AGAL's life right there, because as soon as it popped, they immediately hopped in vehicles, started heading down south, going towards the coast, and Virtus Pro was not able to spring the trap that they were setting up. But now the fighting is going on in the city as Shadow Esports, Jexy and Hansi might be the last 2 players left alive, but they're finding knocks.
It's an urban horror story here for everyone. Shadow
Look
Esports
at the kill feed.
absolutely lighting up. We're not going to be able to catch all that. So let's talk about what's happening here right now. AGL coming up against JDD is massive. JDD trying to hold out everyone from the southwest on that ridge. Big nade coming in, does not connect, no damage done. 55 from another one from December 12th. Nance also with utility in hand, trying to fend off this aggressive push from Solalsi and Himas.
That would have been a great grenade had they been actually standing on that one, but fortunately for JDG, they have pulled back, causing chaos as Tiggleton will steal one away. Now Vicious will crash right into AGAL, or was it the other way around? Doesn't matter. Delwyn now has 4 kills.
Oh my god, it connected just a little bit here. Some damage done as well. Dogmai flush here from him as Hausker finds Tanadol on the other side here, but Himas finds another Panzerfaust out of the vehicle. Absolutely easy for him to come in and clear this. And now he's going to have to run, try to disengage from this fight here. Trying to find him here. Tycon, oh my god, he's going to know. He's going to throw a molly straight to him. That's potentially going to do some damage. Tycon got out of it though, and now he has utility as well.
Smart feet from Tycon. Will return the favor with a grenade that will be well placed, but will bounce just a little bit off. But unfortunately for Tycon, Gen G has snuck out. So smart play there from Salute. Might be the last player left alive, but he is trying to get points any way he can.
Nothing left. Beamy finds Destroy. Delvin also down with another nade here from Beamy. A great push from VP here. Both of these teams are qualified, but who can make the most of it?
They're playing a high-risk, high-reward game of trying to play the edges of this city, and unfortunately they run right into each other. And there you go, AGAL gets wiped. 6 kills now for Virtus Pro, and they should be able to reset. Shrimsy and the boys came on to T1, but they will lose 1. Reigning now the last player left alive. Tiggleton allowed to stay alive, but he's gonna go down. Falcons get picked out.
That's insane. You would expect so much more from that. Tyloo held that eastern side so well, but had to try to go for a center push with that BRDM, but everyone was just shooting at them, especially Na'Vi from that northern side. Songham on fire. Hello, my bad. Tons of damage taken here. Correction with utility. That's double nade straight on him. Or double stun grenade straight on him. More utility being thrown. Correxy finds it.
Levante goes down. Hello, my bad. Right behind him is Quizzy. Will have to retreat to the hard cover. Meanwhile, Na'Vi, they have been playing quietly over on the eastern side of Songham, have managed to keep everybody alive. Now they're looking over in that direction of all the teams that are going to have to cross that road. So they are in a great spot here. Petrichor Road is going to find Tyloo before eventually going down. So Tyloo doing the most here, but Na'Vi now sniffing over in that area as well. This could be huge for Supers.
Yeah, but look at the nades coming in. Triple 4 nades coming in. Hackator Ferris gets the most of it. Now it's just Lee, and DN Supers is backfilling his position on that eastern side. They want to get it out of here. JDD and DN Supers is looking great from this position here. I can't believe it's still being 4 alive here. That's insane. Utility being thrown at Jaxi, and that's Shadow Esports out in 8th place. VP continues to farm the lobby here. Absolute insane. Shooting inside the smoke, maybe thinking there's more alive, but no. You just hit your teammate just a little bit, but that doesn't matter. Now Na'Vi, VP, and T1 is going to have a fight. Oh, JDD!
Oh, nice grenade from Suze, as that's going to kick off the fight on the coastline. We'll see if Supers can rebound, but Na'Vi doing their best to try to hold out Virtus Pro right now. They see the smokes. If they can time the grenades perfectly, they might be able to get them, and a lot of damage comes through, but they'll be able to keep that US alive and reposition as JDG continue their push.
Heather finds Corexy for the confirm. Reigning also finds Spyro. T1 with a 2-man just fighting everyone still. That's huge. JDG finds Rex for the flush. And now he's pushing December 12th. Well, more utility being thrown here and committed to this fight here. On to a 3v4.
Super's able to get one of those reses off. Weren't able to get Rex. They are just laying down the smoke, trying to slow things down, trying to slow JDG down. See if they can maybe get something here, but nice grenade from Cold will take down Guman. And they are once again on the back foot. The smokes aren't going to help them for that much longer. You got to wonder how much offensive utility JDG even has left at this point.
Early, and then it's just down to Heather.
He's got another one. Oh, he's going to get the re-knock on the Hackatori. Hackatori wasn't even able to stick the res just yet, so I think Ferris' job is just to send flashbangs over there to make sure he doesn't throw yet another grenade. He's got one Molotov in, but Heather will spot out Spiro as they try to make the push. Will steal it away as well. Make sure he secures that point. Ferris, now the last player left up for Na'Vi, as the blue is tickling his toes, and Lee will collect it. Lee doing the most here for Tyloo.
Such an important game. Utility. Suze finds Heaven. And Deal is on fire, potentially going down to the knees. Molotov, Human so low as well.
Oh my goodness, Lee just causing so many problems here as a solo. Human, just a little bit of HP left as Suze just continues to push through. Human not popping up just yet. He's going to find one. He's going to get two. And now JDG is down to Nons and Cole 119. But T1 can't capitalize. They have to go for the res. Human goes for another one. He doesn't get it. Nons and Cole 119 have to make the push here. They're going to spot out Lee, but he's able to retreat back into the smoke.
It's a 2v1v1. Cole, T1's out. Third place here now. Can they capitalize? Can they make this 1v2 happen? If Tyloo wins this is going to be their push for the finals. He's still got some smokes, but now they break through and Nance finds it. Easy headshot, and it's JDG for a chicken dinner.
Off the drop, and they're going to lose 04MB, and that is awful news for Petrichor Road when they have so much left to play for here. Now they got to do it as a trio.
Yeah. We might have to call the agency book to try to get some of the high party. Look at that though, Vitality enhancing. Shots comes in, and Vitality and Levante, the big fragger of the team, finds another point for Vitality, and they're now on 63 points. That is massive. It's going to be happening on the western side here. Correcti goes down. Beamy returns the favor. Deal finds Beamy as well. DN Supers needs these points. They're on 48. They could be the cutoff team if they don't get more. And now they turn around here. Virtus Pro down to just two players. A red zone dead center as well. We're going to have such a absolute fiesta towards the late game here with so much cover being created. Tanaba finds Tianchan. Sharper being engaged in 17. Lots of damage done here with utility as well.
Yeah, the top of Pachinki Hill getting a lot of love right now here between 17 and Sharper. See if they can get Tianchan back up. Gotta give credit to Supers immediately getting those 2 kills and flushes onto Virtus Pro and getting their knocked man in the trunk of the car and get him out of the danger zone. It looks like Vicious has arrived as well. Eyes in the skies will be taking shots at them, but all the people on the ground have maybe more important things to worry about, so that might be good news here for Vicious.
Jedi sees 17 shots, comes in, connects quite a lot, but the car is also providing cover. Jedi and Earthsapalui from Sharper trying to fend off 17. Look at that. Dokmai goes down as well from Vicious.
Did he get hit while he was in the air? I've always wanted to know if that could happen, if they were parachuting down, if he could get hit by a red zone bomb while in the air. But Dokmai finding out the hard way. It looks like he might have got hit while on the ground, so they should be able to get the res. But VC do manage to get all boys onto the ground, and we'll see if they can reset. Now 17. Sharper, again, just being a really tough out here. But 17 able to get Tianchan back. They've got 4 men alive, and they've got the time right now to devote to finishing these guys off.
Bill goes with the push. Can he get Earthsapalui off this ridge here? Stun grenade applied. That's going to be huge. It's going to be a little bit too far here. Earthsapalui finds Xiaowu, gets another one, but Tianchan returns the favor to him.
That's a massive double knock, though, for Earthsapalui. That gives Jedi a little bit of time here, a little bit of room to work with, as he's going to throw a Molotov off in that direction, hope for the best, but Wembo is his primary concern currently as he continues to throw flashbangs over, and Wembo knows all I've got to do is just keep him distracted while these revives come through. He'll go ahead and rejoin the rest of his squad mates. Jedi gonna hop down because he hears the vehicles of Shadow Esports coming in right behind, and JDG now arriving as well. 17, they've got their backs up against the wall.
We're down to just Wenbo and Lil Ghost. They're going to have to fend this off. Zeus is knocked, but Wenbo gets down from the top, turns around, damage towards December 12th, but Jexy also gets involved. So much fights here, so many third parties. Xiao is going to be flushed here by December 12th.
Look at this Vitality now. They see all this going on. They're going to finish off Lil Ghost, and that's going to do it for 17 Gaming. Vitality just roaming around just below the hillside. They hear all the gunshots. They see all the smokes. Let's see if they decide to go up there and get involved. Doesn't look like they will. Gedrox will just go for position. Full sense, though. They are in a good spot here to maybe do a little bit of gatekeeping.
From Shadow Esports has Full Sense approaches and engages. Look at that utility being committed to that. That's going to be a complete wipe of Shadow Esports from Full Sense.
There's just nothing you can do. If you get smoked off like that and you're not in a position to prevent them from getting into grenade range, you know what to expect, right?
To the area here. D finds Quizzy. Gen.G also needs the points here. Levante also has been found. Heaven stole the point away though, as Supers are playing their last game too. They need the points. They need to try to get into this 55+ terrain.
Oh yeah, rough stuff for Vitality. They will survive for now under pressure from Vicious, keeping 2 alive. Secure themselves a spot here. Nice spray from Tig. Will take down one dragon as Tai Lu. Their late game heroics might be put on hold here. Kong Kong and Hausker are the last 2 players left alive, and they are pushed right up against the wall. He will get the knock on a kickstart, and that might open up a little bit of a door here for Tai Lu.
Yeah, kickstart's on the 2nd or 3rd knock here. He's bleeding out fast. 15 more seconds. I don't see them getting it. He's going to get flushed potentially here. Kong finds it. Hausker goes down to Ferris, and Tai Lu is on a lot of pressure here. They're going to try to go for the rest. The circle is pressuring them. It's going to be closing in 30 seconds.
It's been a little bit of a slow day for Na'Vi as well. But they might be able to find some more points here in this final game. 4 alive, complete control over the East as Hausker is going to go down to Tiggleton. He'll get both of them. Tiggleton now up to 6 kills, putting the Falcons on his back here in the end as Gedrox gets the double knock onto Gen.G.
Gustav finds Delvin as well. Flash finds Tycon. There's so much pressure being applied on the western side here. Other teams are trying to approach it. Delvin's down. D gets flushed as well. Flash finds Tycon as Full Sense try to get DN Supers out of this lobby.
I mean, remember how Vicious got here. They took the E pickup. They got one of their players knocked by a red zone upon arrival, and now they are in great position to cause problems. But Thanadol, he's got that MG3 in hand, and he is making it sing as he finds 2 of Supers. Supers now down to just human.
AGL not happy with that one, but they're going to be ending up on 61 points, and in my book, that's absolutely safe for finals. Now DN Supers trying to make the most of it, but they're out in 9th place, and is that going to be enough? 53 points here. I'm not certain that's going to be enough for the cutoff. Dogmai finds lots of points onto Full Sense as well, as Vicious has had a great day 1 for their first showing here at Esports World Cup.
Hell of a performance from them as Thanadol, now the last player left up here for Full Sense. 60 points for them today, or for them overall as well. Gotta imagine they're feeling pretty comfortable. Would love to be able to get a little bit more here if possible. That may be asking too much versus Vicious, just in perfect position here. And there's not much Thanadol can do, and he will go down at the end to Simon T.
And now they're into the top 6. Look at this. It's chasing it. It's gonna get I-26 down. Exactly what Petrogrog was hoping for not to be happening. Hackator steals the kill away, though.
Oh, still got grenades left. That's going to be right in their pocket. Gustav, perfect throw from him to ruin Petrichor Road's chances. They're down to just 1 player. Chewy nowhere near, but Falcons needs to make sure that they can secure these points, these so important points. Chewy alive via the grace of the smoke, but Virtus, you can see Vicious looking over in their direction, Gen.G looking over in their direction, and Tiggleton and Gustav now the dangerous, deadly duo coming from the north, causing so much problem.
Chewy trying to fend off this, but Pau has a P90. He's going to be able to survive for just a little bit longer. If Chewy goes down, it's just going to be the 2 kills going the way of Falcons. They are first knock, though, so it's going to take 100 seconds.
And when is Na'Vi going to get active here? They've got 4 kills so far, but they're 4 alive playing from the eastern side. They have not really started to wrap around and get involved in all of this. As you can see, he's got that P90. There you go, Tiggleton. Add another one to the count. 12 total for Falcons, but Gustav has gone down. And he even go for the res at this point, as now Na'Vi has started to activate. They're going to go down to the south and deal with Gen.G.
Boostic finds Hackator with the car. That's so unfortunate.
As Bean will get spotted out by a nicely placed grenade from Spyro. Na'Vi back up to 4 strong after that unfortunate incident with the vehicle. Hollow, my bad, still involved here as well. He could pop up and get involved at any moment. Na'Vi sending Spyro down to the south side, playing around the edge to see if he can find any angles, but Gen.G are dug in. It's not going to be easy to spot them out. Waiting for the push. Might have spotted him out, and in fact he did. He's going to trade the shots. Almost gets him, but Tiggleton will go down. Salute, able to spot him out and heal up once again.
Na'Vi wins this just by the grace of being 4 alive. Hackator finds Soul, now without just Salute.
Yeah, Soul trying to go for that northern flank, but Na'Vi more than ready for it. Salute will try to trade some shots back. as we'll have to get on the move once again. I think he just spotted out Hackatory behind the tree, but will run away, and that grenade might be enough to do it. No, it's going to fall just shy, and now Hallow My Bad will strike. The grenade will find Salute, but Hallow My Bad securing a second place for Vitality. Can he get any more of it? He cannot. But Na'Vi, a massive win here, a much needed win at the end of the day.